Hey, beautiful souls, beautiful sunshine here with the R Holistic Killer, aka Sonya B. So I'm back with another prophetic message. Forgive me, y'all, because I'm standing up real quick because I'm gonna make this really quick. Anyway, so with that being said, I want to give you guys the prophetic message that I received. One of them 2 days ago. So I just want to let you guys know that we got basically the way God had showed this to me. We all are about to experience something totally different, and I say all that to say they're going to be different events that are happening. Just imagine like all these different scenarios and situations taking place. In one, I saw that there's some of us who I saw that. Sorry, y'all. I saw that. Can you turn it down a little bit for me, please? Down to 25, please. Thank you. Anyway, so I saw that each and every one of us are going to be experiencing something different. I saw some people look like they was and I knew that this was a situation that God is orchestrating, because not only myself but other people who are also on this journey too. I saw them in this dream, and that was just letting me know that go, and that was letting me know that basically what's happening is we may all start off on this journey, but now we're about to kind of branch off and do different things, should I say. We all going to be the way I'm hearing it, thank you, Spirit, the way I'm hearing it is like we're going to be stepping into our own personal different gifts, okay? Where somebody's gift may be ministry, somebody's gift may be counseling, somebody's gift may be healing, somebody's gift may be whatever it may be, okay? There's different types of gift, okay? Not just specifically one, Anyway, so with that being said, and then after I left the girl who was also on the journey with me, we both stepped out together as if we were like going off to use the restroom, but the restroom was kind of like in another building. So it was as if we was going to the restroom, but we headed in the same direction, but we branched off and went two different directions, okay? So as I saw this, I saw that on this journey, on the journey that I was on, I saw, and these are just messages for people who are following me, okay? So I guess for every person that's following each specific person that God has placed people with, it's almost like those are the people that were meant to receive the messages from them in order to lead them and guide them, okay? So the first scenario that I saw as if somebody was looking, like they was looking up underneath a rock in a cave, like the cave was like down below, and it's almost like a big stone, kind of like the stone tomb that was right there at Jesus, tombstone that they rolled away and that they had sealed up, kind of like that, like it was sitting halfway over this deep hole, and it's almost like, but you can see down between the crack of it that there was something down there. So I got the feeling like somebody was searching for something, whether it be searching for Jesus, whether it be searching for God, whether it be searching for enlightenment, whatever the case may be. It's going to be different for everybody, okay? But they're searching for something. And I'm also hearing Spirit say it could be searching for knowledge as well too. Okay, so anyway, and then the next scenario that I saw was after that one is like I was walking, and then all of a sudden I came close to a curve, and as I came close to the curve, I heard this car pull up with like some people in it, and I heard one of the people yelling like he laughing like, this a whole mob that's about to chase you, in a sense, is what it was saying. So and I didn't become fearful in the dream when I heard this. It's just that I just kept continuing on doing what it was that I was doing. So I got the feeling like there was like a mob like somewhere behind, but I didn't see them. As they said this, I kind of like sensed it like psychically, in a sense. But anyway, so let's just say, and then as the car had pulled off and left, because they literally pulled up as I was waiting to cross the street, and they pulled up, saying what they said. Anyway, so and then at that moment, what happened was I crossed the street after they had left, and then I walked across the street, and then this Middle Eastern man had got out of his car, and he basically had told me, he said, basically take care, or either watch over my wife and my daughter, child, in a sense. So I say all that to say that he was going somewhere, okay? So I don't know if this is a message for the Middle Eastern community. I don't know if God is separating the men, in a sense. Not quite sure. I don't know the full details of that, but just this is like the second video that I've actually heard. The first one wasn't necessarily any specific race that I saw, but God specifically specified this time around that because this lady was wearing like a hijab wrap on her head as they were getting out the back of the car, okay? So anyway, that was just letting me know that that's something that's about to take place in regards to the Middle Eastern community. So I'm not here to be the bearer of bad news, but I am here to deliver God's message as God would have me to deliver the message. And I know that, as I stated before, that we are all sisters and brothers in Christ. Unfortunately, it has been a moment in time where there has been a lot of bickering, there has been a lot of fighting, and a lot of, turmoil, and, just a lot of catty stuff that has just been kind of going on with each and every one of the various race, should I say. But just know and understand that all things are some way, somehow are going to work itself out to God's, to all of our highest good. Obviously I'm feeling like, what I'm hearing Spirit say is God is allowing us to get this out of our spirit, get this out of our things that have been built up after lifetime. So releasing all of that anger, animosity, hostility, and all that other stuff so that, we can heal and kind of move past it. So it's almost like, thank you, Spirit. I'm almost hearing like when somebody vomits, they eat something and something that upsets their stomach, well, when it sits there in their stomach for so long, they feel a little nauseated, they feel sick, to the point that until it either comes out this way or the other way, that you won't feel better until it, it releases itself. So that's what's happening in the process, okay? But anyway, so that's all I saw. So some of you guys are going to be stepping up to the plate, doing various different things, stepping into your gift, helping to assist people, and basically helping to assist people, leading them back to source, God, Spirit, however you want to refer to God, but leading them back to Christ, But anyway, so let me move on to the next message. I feel like there was one other message in there. I don't have my book in front of me, but I tried to write it down on a post-it note. Shoot. Forgive me, y'all. Anyway, this next message that I saw, some of you guys have been having situation and some little feuds with, like, let's just say family members, should I say? Like, there's been some sort of separation. There's been some sort of, whatever it may be, whether it's, whether for whatever reasons that you may have had the separation from family member. But the way I saw this was, this is pertaining to family that I know of. Okay, because it came in a form as if it was family. So the way I saw this was, there's probably a family member who has basically kept you at a distance in the say, whether it was God doing this or whether they chose to do this because they was doing it based off of your actions and the things that you were doing, because you were setting up boundaries and you were putting up walls, and basically you was basically how can I say, I don't want to say protecting yourself, but because you understood your worth, in other words, and people weren't necessarily, let's say respecting your boundaries in a sense. And not only that, but God was like teaching you boundaries in the process. So anyway, the way I saw this was, it's almost like the person who was keeping you at a distance, it's almost like spiritually they're opening up and letting you in. For some people, this will be actually being done physically, like in person. And thank you, Spirit. And I'm also, and for sure, this is being done spiritually behind the scenes. But just remember, what is being done behind the scenes, what is being manifest spiritually, eventually is manifested here on earth, okay? So anyway, with that being said, it's almost like this person opened up spiritually, invited you into their home, okay? Whereas before they were keeping you out. And then the way I saw this was something pertaining to their spouse, in a sense, like their spouse being asleep, staying asleep, comfortable with being asleep, and I don't know, it's something about the wall. I'm not sure exactly what this wall thing is, but comfortable with, this is the second dream I've seen that where somebody was just like comfortable up against the wall. One, it was like a rat, but it didn't look like a rat was comfortable up against the wall. I don't know, I'm just kind of hearing like comfortable with having, I guess, their own back in a sense. Anyway, I don't want to really get into too much of that unless Spirit really unless I'm hearing a message. So anyway, let me move on from that. But anyway, so as I was visiting the house spiritually, it's like my kids were there too. And then it's almost like, you know, the kids kind of wandered off. I guess they wanted to see the house. So they basically kind of wandered down to the basement. And basically, and as they went down to the basement, I got up and I went down to the basement also too. So as I went to the basement and I saw her in the basement, I was like, oh, I said, well, where's your pool at? You know, because and she showed me her pool. Initially we were standing in the basement, but then she eventually, because I said, well, where's your pool at? And can I see your pool? And then she showed me the pool, and then the pool had like a little bit of mulch debris in there, you know, like how, let's just say if you had a tree and it has little shrubs around the tree, and let's just say big rain or wind comes and then some of that debris goes down into the pool. That's kind of how I saw it in the pool. So that pools are just basically representations of usually our emotions in a sense, because no one was actually in the pool. It's just letting me know that there's some people who it's like their emotions need to be cleansed out in a sense. Okay, so anyway, but moving it forward, and water is also about cleansing as well too. Anyway, so the funny thing about this was I knew I drove my car there, right? But for some particular reason, when we were leaving, I wasn't leaving in my car. I was thinking to myself, I'm leaving my car behind. And in this, how the kids and I had traveled back home, we didn't travel back home in the same car that we were in, should I say, but we end up traveling back home in this lavish ass tour bus, okay? And it had like wooden chrome kind of on the inside with recessed lights up in the ceiling. It was like really nice. It was really elegant, like very like, you know, something that famous people would travel in a sense. So I say all that to say that some of you guys, once this situation transpires, it's almost like it's no more going back to your old life. It's almost like you're going to be starting a brand new life, okay? In whatever shape or form, how this takes place. So, let me move on to the next message, okay? So remember, vehicles are a representation of what you're driving, like how you're driving in a sense. So because I left my car behind, and I was like, oh my God, I'm leaving my car behind. And I love my car, right? And I was just like, oh my God, but I was like, how can I get my car back in a sense? So, you know, we got to be mindful of that too, because sometimes when God's trying to push us forward, we got to remind ourselves not to be trying to continuously reach back into our old life or whatever the case may be, okay? Anyway, so moving forward, this other dream came in a form as is if you're somebody who's building something, or if you are somebody who is within an establishment in a sense. I see this two ways. One is going to be a situation of where somebody's kind of pointing something out to maybe like a particular business entity, or you know, because these institutions are nothing more than, you know, different entities, should I say, or to carry different entities, should I say. But anyway, so with that being said, so some sort of institution in some sort of way, somebody's company, somebody's business in some sort of way. It's almost like I had went into this office, and it came in a form as if it was like a counseling office, okay? And I was thinking to myself like, oh, well, which way do you go? It's like 4 different lines here. Which one do you pick and choose, you know? And I'm not quite sure what that was all about. But anyway, so I guess some people are about to maybe start seeking some sort of counseling in a sense. But anyway, so it was almost like not sure of which way to go in a sense. But so it was like, it came in the form as if I walked up to a counter and just picked and choose one of the routes to take and walked up to the counter. And I walked up to the counter, and it just so happened that I walked up to the counter, and I was like, well, basically telling the lady, like, how do you know which way you're supposed to go? But and then I guess she kind of got a little into her feelings because I asked that question, because it seemed like it was a little unorganized in a sense. And then she kind of started going off on a tangent. So just be mindful of that, because people may be kind of in their feelings and going off on these tantrums right about now, especially with these eclipse energies coming through here. Because basically, like I said, with those different scenarios and different events taking place, basically those are the energies that's coming in due to the eclipse or whatever case. Anyway, so let's move on. And then this other dream that I had, this wasn't a dream, but I actually heard like a teenagers basically saying that I'm 13 now, so I can no longer tease the girls because I like the girls. So in other words, we all know that when somebody teased you growing up, in a sense, and they gave you a hard time, it's usually because, you know, they liked you, in a sense. Okay, so I think some of these kids are starting to realize that, understand that, and be in touch with their feelings as well as their emotions as well too. Okay, but not only that, thank you, Spirit. But not thank you, Spirit. Not only that, but I'm also hearing too, like, and whether somebody is 13 years old, because sometimes we can be like, let's just say 52 years old, but you can have a mindset of like a 13-year-old, and I don't mean like acting like a 13-year-old, like you can't survive for yourself. That's not, you could be like 13 at heart. Okay, so some people could be experienced this as well too, who may be adults as well too. So in other words, it's almost like their mindset is kind of going back to being 13 years old, no longer picking and pointing the finger and giving somebody a hard time, but it's almost like being in touch with your feelings as well as your emotions and what's in that heart space. Okay, so anyway, and when it's so funny, because that last message came through, but then this morning God had given me a song, and the song that came through was Raphael Saadiq's song, right, if I'm saying his last name right, from Tony, and it's the song Asking of You. Okay, so I'm gonna put that song in the description box, and I had to go and look at the lyrics to this song, and I was like, oh, okay. But anyway, so that is a message for some. That may not be a message for all, but that is a message for some. And if some of you can resonate with it, then it's for you. So anyway, I'm gonna end that there, but I wish you all much love, much light. Oh, and I do want to say this too, y'all. Just just be mindful during these eclipse that are coming up, y'all. I just want to just be mindful. Okay, I'm just be mindful. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, so with that being said, I'm going to end it there. I wish you all much love, much light. I say peace and blessings, and I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Unless I receive another prophetic message, have a good weekend. And remember to always keep God first and foremost in your heart, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And I say peace and blessings. Bye.